You've heard me have a rant about team play and how it's so terrible at times. This is going to be a little bit of a demonstration on why it's important to keep your eyes on the minimap to understand what's going on around you so you can put your ship in the best position to support your team and hopefully bring home a victory, because I'm quite sure that people do not log on for defeat. If you do, then yeah, I'd really love to know why. But we're here in the summers on Two Brothers. We've got 3 destroyers on each team. We've also got a carrier on each team. And that means life is going to be difficult, especially with a couple of cruisers out there with long range and a lot of high explosive as well. So we're spawning here on the left side, and as always with a carrier match, you tend to have a strong flank and a weak flank, the weak flank being where the carrier is. But this team is going to spread itself out quite nicely to begin with, but they're going to lose focus, and we are going to have to end up coming back and pulling this one back a little bit for blue team. Seeing that we are located means that there is a ship out there that is running Twist and Track or Perceptive. If you're fairly new to the game, that means basically there is a commander skill that allows a ship to show the approximate direction of the closest target. Now, I like to use it on my destroyers because when you're hunting destroyers, it does give you a little edge. On some destroyers, I don't use it because I have them built a different way. Now, knowing that there are 3 destroyers out there, I'm expecting torpedoes to come towards me. Now, the carrier has got me spotted, and I'm going to hang behind this island because with the mines out there and he's pushed out wide, I don't want to be taking too much fire early game. So we're playing a little bit for preservation at the moment. You'll see across on A cap, I think it's Evasteras we've got out there. So he hasn't got smoke screens. He has got fast loading torpedoes, so he can sort of put up a defense. However, without smoke, there is a division of 2 destroyers out there, and that is going to put him at a disadvantage in defending that cap. So I've already put some torpedoes out, and yeah, it appears as though somebody torpedoed the island. I don't know if they were thinking they could get their torpedoes through that island or if I was sat in front of that island, but that just goes to show how Twist and Track or Perceptive can be used to your advantage or disadvantage. Now, I didn't realise that this other destroyer was coming in so close to me, or I might not have backed out, because doing that is an ideal way to get 2 ships torpedoed off the bat. We are reversing slowly into the cap. We've switched over to being located from the other destroyer. We put a spread of torpedoes out towards that mines on the corner. I'm sure he's pulling out because the destroyer is going to spot for him, and there we go, we get detected, but at the same time we get the Kagero spotted. We don't want to fire our guns yet, not until our smoke screen's up. We've already got torpedoes running in that direction for the mines, and this is why you don't sit in a smoke screen. Literally, you use it for cover and you get out of there, otherwise you become a dope and a smoke. Right, so now is the time to secure the cap. There's the Kageros torpedoes. The carrier knows that there are at least 2 destroyers on this cap, and he's going to do his work to try and keep us spotted. Now, what I will say is, if you enjoy watching these videos and listen to me talk through tips and tactics and builds and things like that, and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do hit that button, because I play a lot of this game in my spare time when I don't have anything else to do. And although I love my destroyers, I do play different ships, and because in some ships I'm still learning, and if you've got advice for me, if you see me play a certain ship a particular way and you think that I can build it better or play it better, then please do, watch a video and leave something in the comments, or hit me up on PSN and share that, because I'm always willing to learn. Now, having taken this cap, and I'm looking across and I can see that red team have taken the far cap, so I'm initially thinking to push out and go after these two battleships. And then I'm thinking, well, no, we haven't really got anybody in way of the mines, but we'll try and get in range of those two battleships and put some torpedoes out there. And then I think, with the risk of that mines going against us, we are going to turn around, because this carrier has lots and lots of planes, and it doesn't appear that anybody can get that mines finished. Now, I'm enjoying a cup of tea as I talk through this one, and the planes are coming. The plane, and watch this mines. As soon as I am spotted by that mines, he is going to start raining fire down on me. We can see them coming a long way off. We're going skinny. He's got a good eye, that one. We're going to have to fix that, and now we are going to just keep running. The other destroyer appears intent on chasing those guys up the side of the map. We've already lost a cruiser. They've lost that one destroyer at the start. It's pretty much a stalemate as far as things go, but red team do have a slight advantage, having taken a cruiser out to us taking out a destroyer. And I really want to get some shots on this Amagi, but I see that he is burning and he is ticking. So we're going to leave him. We're going to get away from these planes. If anything, that other DD is going to be the sacrifice here, because I can see that red team are pushing up hard and fast on the opposite flank. And that Vasteras is not really in the best position at all to provide a full defense. I'm not saying he's in the wrong place on the map, but he has got a division of 2 destroyers after him. And you see now that I'm calling for fire on the Vorquillen, and that tells me that that division is definitely out there. I think there's also a cruiser out there as well. And the guys at the top end of this map, or the top end of this cap, they've started to run. Now, another thing that I will say about destroyers is, do not chase ships from behind trying to torpedo them, because if they're coming towards you, the torpedoes are closing at a very great speed, and that means they have less time to react. But if you're trying to torpedo ships from the rear, if you think that your torpedoes are going, let's say, at 70 knots and they are sailing away at 30 knots, that closing speed is only 40 knots. So I had to think a minute there to make sure I got my numbers right. So that means they have a long time to react and out-turn those torpedoes. I don't know if that destroyer is going for a carrier kill, but being out there and isolated and pushing forward on his own, it's not really the best place to be in. But it seems that their carrier is not interested in him. So I'm pulling back as fast as I can, because that Vasteras is now on his own. He is playing in defense of the carrier, trying to do what he can to hold that flank from this very strong push. So we've got the Edinburgh spotted out there. We know that there are 2 destroyers out here, one of which is a Vorquillen, the other which is a Benson. I can see that the Edinburgh is not my closest target, and there is... It is a Vorquillen, isn't it? Yes, it is. So these guys are going to try and push in for this cap, so I'm pre-torping where I think they might go. I'm not shooting at this guy yet. He knows he's spotted. Hold fire until we close a little bit further. Let him fire his guns, and when we need to, we can pop our smoke screen, but not before we're ready. And that is him gone. The torpedoes are running towards that Edinburgh. He is turning to get his guns on me. We pop the smoke. That is an American wall of skill. It is the US versions of the Shimikaze's wall of skill. and I'm going to start popping shots at that Edinburgh, but the torpedoes pick him up for our second dev strike of the game. So straight away we're switching fire onto that other destroyer because we want him out of there too. There is another cruiser there, and that explains why the weak flank was pushed so hard. And I'm thinking, I'm in my smoke screen now. Do I go out after this guy? How are those torpedoes looking? Where do we go? Are there planes up? Thinking about what our next move is. But the carrier has got him spotted. Now this Southern Dragon, and given that there's been 2 destroyers out there, plus the 2 cruisers, there's going to be torpedoes. And like I said, I don't like to sit in a smoke screen, but I know that that guy has got some serious high explosive shots. So we're just going to maneuver and try and stay away from those torpedoes and try and volley the shots across the top of here. But he's going away from us, but we get the kill. And that is kill number 4. As you all know from the splash screen, this is a Kraken game. There are still 5 ships left on the map. We are 786 points to 596 now. So we've got quite a decent lead, but there's a destroyer out here and he is hunting for our carrier, but he gets himself spotted. He's been too aggressive in his push. He didn't need to do this. He got hungry for a carrier kill. And although he's quite a way off, we are going to do what we can to support this destroyer and get as many shots on as we can. But the Mainz focuses him and absolutely wellies him. But taking him out for Kraken number 121, there is the Mainz. He is gunning for us as well. And he's just going to continue to try and get us spotted and try and kill us. Now, if you look at what we've got here in front of us on this capture point, we have got the 3 ships that were on our start cap. We've got the Mainz and we've got the 2 battleships. I think it's a Colorado and the Amagi. So we're just looking at whether or not are these guys going to push in, or are they going to turn and run now because they realize that they have got a destroyer out in front of them. Now it looks like our other destroyer didn't go after the carrier. He sailed round and took the capture point, which was a great piece of work. Nice to see, thinking about the points rather than the kill, which is not something that I'm going to do in a minute because I got a little bit foolish. But the reason I got foolish is because that Mainz is burning and he's ticking and he's shortly going to run out. Look at these 2 battleships. They hung at the back on the other cap for the entire game. They came all the way across here and now they're sailing away. So the Mainz has got his fires out. So we are going to try and get another fire on him, thinking that he's going to disappear behind that island. He wants another easy kill. He's getting his guns round. Look, there we go. He's going to continue to volley shots at me. So I'm just going to turn, put some torpedoes out, thinking where is he going to be. We're going to stop firing, drop detection, and I think it was the cruiser picked that kill up, which ticks us over for the win. So that goes to show that playing for the caps and playing for the capture points and taking those points early game, you don't have to kill all of the red team ships. It's a low damage game for us because we were after destroyers and we took cruisers. 2,944 base XP, which isn't too shabby really, is it? So if you'd like to know more about playing destroyers and talkthroughs of games of different types of destroyers, stick around. Click on this playlist of Do You DD. There's a lot of good information, tips, talkthroughs and tactics on there. Don't forget, smash the like button, leave me a comment. Tell me how many Krakens you've got in the comments, and let's keep adding to them. Until next time, take care and goodbye.